The following is a presentation of TFNN.
Next up, we're going to go to Florida, Titusville. Nick, thanks for hanging on the line. How you doing today?
Hi, yourself, sir?
I'm doing well.
Ken, I want to say I'm 84 years old, and the way you explain things makes it very easy to follow.
That's very nice of you to say, Nick. I appreciate that very much.
Have a good day, sir.
All right, you too.
Live at TFNN, Breakout Investing, with your host, Ken Shreve.
All right, folks, welcome today. This is Darrell Martin. I'm stepping in for Ken Shreve today. And welcome here. I'm the host of the Diagnostic Trading Hour. And it usually plays between 12 and 1 Central, 1 and 2 Eastern Time. And like I said, just stepping in for him today while he's out. And go ahead and give you the current market wrap on where everything is starting to settle up. We got the Forex markets closed and the pits over there. We also got the ags, and of course the energies are also closed. But where is everything settling out? We got the S&P is flat on the day, just up half a point right now. We got the NASDAQ up 15.75. The Russell is down 4.7, and the Dow is up 2. Over on the metal sector there, we got copper, which is up a little bit, about up 0.25% right now. We got silver flat on the day, and gold is settling out flat on the day as well. Corn is down 3.75 points, and soybeans is down 3.5 over in the ags. And over in the energies, we got oil flat on the day, and we got natural gas is actually still down quite a bit, down 1.82%. Just a massive move on natural gas. And then looking over at our currencies, we got the euro dollar pretty flat, just up 4 pips. Pound dollar down 15. Aussie dollar up 15. U.S. yen is down 60 pips, and the U.S. franc is down 2, with the U.S. Canadian up 33 pips on the day. And go ahead and go through a few things with you today. We always go through the fundamentals and everything. We covered that in the Diagnostic Trading Hour. So to make this a little bit different, I'm going to go ahead and focus a little bit more just on a understanding of what the box spreads are and how the box spreads work over on Nadex. And if you haven't heard about Nadex, hop on TFNN.com. And you want to do two things. One is you want to hop on there and click on the Nadex banner, and you can activate an account. Just go ahead and click Create an Account. And from start to funded, you can fund with as little as $100. Of course, usually traders put in more, 500, a couple thousand, whatever works for you. But as little as $100, you can start trading. And if you want a demo account under our products, what you'll see a demo account link, and you can get access to a demo account right there. Just fill in your username, first name, last name, phone number, and email address. Hit apply for demo, and you'll get access immediately. They'll send you an email with a password, and you can log in directly to your Nadex account. And Nadex, what is Nadex about? Well, the Nadex is an exchange. It's in Chicago. It's registered with the CFTC. And, there's a lot of, you may have heard of different binary brokers out there. Well, Nadex is not a binary broker. Nadex is a binary exchange. It's actually the only exchange where you can trade binaries in the world. And it also has another product they call bull spreads. I call box spreads. But, if we focus on the binaries for a second, if you look at binaries out in the the little binary brokers that are overseas and Cyprus and all over, there's a lot of issues with them. They don't have at least a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. That's the number one issue. Other issues they're going to have is, they only pay out like 70 or 80% on a winning trade. So that means, they'll go in and they'll try to say like how great that sounds, but when you lose 100, or when you lose $100. When you profit, you only make $70. With Nadex, you can go in and you can do trades for $50 to make $50. Okay, you can do a trade where you risk $25 to make $75, where you risk $5 to make $95. And so that's one of the huge advantages with Nadex. They're an exchange, and the money is here in the U.S., so it's another, of course, two advantages. One being an exchange that's registered and regulated by an entity here in the U.S., and then also having your money right here. The other thing is they have what's called price ladders instead of your normal up-down binaries. So you can pick multiple strikes. You can do things like straddles, butterflies, condors, things like that, different various strategies, not just your up-down binary trades. And to me, there's no better way than to trade on Nadex. If you're new to binaries, they're a lot of fun. Now, I will warn you, binaries are very addictive. You get into them, and it's easy to take those $5 trades to make $95, but they don't work out that often. So you really want to know your deviations, your statistics whenever you're trading binary trades. But let's just say, you're more interested in just the normal trading the S&P, trading gold, trading copper, trading euro dollar, different markets out there that you like to trade. Well, Nadex has access to all those, even has access to the international indices. And you can go in and you can trade those markets, but with limited risk. And, so if I go over here to, say, the box spread scanner, and this is a product we have now available for you on TFNN. If you go to tfnn.com, and you'll see diagnostic trading right there, the diagnostic box spread analyzer. If you click on that, you can actually get a 2-week free trial. And no risk, no cost to you during that 2-week trial. Let's go ahead and try it out and get access to everything. You can cancel any day you want to. All right, and check it out to see what it's about. It also comes with a bunch of tutorials, and there's a whole tutorial section built in to teach you about binaries and spreads and a whole array of things that you need to know about Nadex. But to go in and look at right now, just Nadex in general, and go, what are some trades that are available? If I want to buy, if I want to sell, what's out there right now. And so you can see that there's quite a few spreads that you could go in and that you could actually take advantage of on the Nadex platform that are expiring here, in a pretty short amount of time, with a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio, meaning risking $1 to make at least $2 profit potential on the trade. And we're getting closer to expiration here, so there's some really nice setups. This one's $17 risk. So if you did 5 contracts, then if we just round it off to 20, less than $100 risk on there, and market makes a couple points here at break even. Everything after that, you're making money on that trade on the way back down. So it's a way for you to sort of fade. The markets went up, the markets come back down, and you want to figure out how you want to trade the market. And I can pull up. Let's see here. I'll pull up the S&P, and show you this right here. We got the S&P 500, and it literally has been down and up today. So, there's a lot of opportunity in there. You could have went short. You could have went back in and bought long. You could say, what, it's moved all the way back up. Maybe I think it's going to go down again. And you literally could short right here. So there's a lot of different things that you can take advantage of on the platform. But the biggest one is you have time to be right with completely defined risk on your trading. So you don't have that scary part of the negative part of leverage. You get the massive part of leverage in your favor, but you don't have the scary part where it can go against you. And it looks like we have a caller in right now. Garo, is that right?
Hello?
Yeah, is your name Darrell?
Here. Yeah,
Great.
yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm calling regarding your idea for Ross stores, ROST. Would you buy this stock, or where would you buy it? And if you buy it, where would you get out, please? I want to watch that on the monitor. If you would show me the chart.
Okay, yeah. Give me 1 second. I'll pull it right up for you, okay?
Sure, sir. That is ROST.
ROST.
Yes, sir.
Right now, well, it has pulled back to definitely a definite support level. And I guess that's probably what you're looking at as a setup on the chart. It's right there around $60.
Yes.
I would be hesitant yet to just buy in on the stock. The way that I trade, I would actually make it reverse up and go in my direction first before I bought. So, I can sort of explain this to you here. I'll back up on the chart a little bit and show you. So right here, I'm looking for selling when it breaks the previous bar's low, okay, and moving my stop down. So right now, I would literally be waiting for it to make a high above 83.33, okay, and then make a lower high, and then I could buy on the breakout from that. But I'd have to wait for it to literally basically have to move up a couple bucks and then pull back a little bit, and then I would make the buy. So at this point right now, I would actually still be short on Rost. So with all the activities just really pushing down, yeah. So I'm sorry. Please go ahead. Oh yeah, I was saying even looking at the volume and the activity has really been confirming a lot of this downtrend that we've been having right here. So you can see this massive volume bar right here when it was trying to move up and it lost all the ground right there and it turned right back around with a bunch of volume pushing back down to the downside. And, we can go back over here, and this is what you call, what Tommy calls your real volume bar.
Right.
So, and that's your highest volume bar. And so when we look at that, we look at the low price of that, which is $59.75, okay? And this was basically the price magnet. And so you can see as the market moved up, it moved back down to that real volume bar, okay, which is this one right here, because we see that, like I said, that big volume spike. And so, we are there. But right now, it's really, the move was to trade it back down to here at this point. At this point, we don't have a confirmation really on the sell or buy side. We didn't even see a lot of, and this is probably one of the things you may be looking at, there wasn't a lot of volume when it broke below that low of that volume bar right there. So we didn't get a lot of confirmation to the downside, but we haven't had confirmation to the upside. And so, on Monday, we could literally have a close that breaks down below that with volume. If we have that, then I'm going to be going short, okay? But if it does start to move back up, and like I said, I'm going to wait, and a little bit, patience definitely serves you well usually when you're trading. I'm going to wait for a move past 63.26. As soon as I get a high above that and it pulls back, then I could look at the following day of actually making a entry to the long side. But I'd wait until it does that, because right now you're at it could literally trade here for a month. So you don't really have any big movement on the up or downside right now that, as far as the charts are concerned.
I see. You wouldn't buy anything on $62. You wait for 63 and change.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm going to make it break that, make a higher or a lower high the next day, and then if it breaks that previous day's high, then I'm going to go long. But at this point, I wouldn't be doing it yet. So, because you may be buying your money maybe sitting there for a month or two. I mean, you look at how when it goes into a consolidation zone, and we're probably going to get into an accumulation zone one way or the other at this point. I wouldn't be surprised to see at least a week or two of maybe just a couple $1 trading range where it's just moving up and down.
Yes. Absolutely. I thank you very much, sir. That was very good. Thank you.
Hey, you bet. No problem. Thanks for calling in.
Sure, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a great day. Awesome. So appreciate calling in. Again, anybody who has a question, feel free to call in right here at TFNN. And you can reach us, just to give you that number real quick, it's 877-927-6648. And hopping back over, checking out the Nadex spreads here, just looking at this. I wanted to show you one of these trades as a potential setup. So let's just say we were looking at going short the S&P, all right? And so what I'll do is I'll pull up the S&P 500. I'm going to move it on down. We're going to look at, let's see here, go intraday, and then I'm going to bring up the 10-minute chart. And I'll zoom in on that. I'll bring that over to the screen here in a second. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the 1370 to 1410, selling it at 1408, okay? So if I want to draw this on a chart, you can go in, most programs have some sort of drawing platform, drawing, tool that you can take advantage of. And so like a rectangle. And so if I go 1410, and let's see, there we go. And then, on down to 1370. And so I can basically plot that trade right in there and draw it on the chart. Let's see if it'll let me. There we go. And this actually goes a whole lot further. And I'll just show you how much profit potential is actually built into this thing. And I go in here and I can make this 1410 to make it exact. All right. And I can make it go down to 1370. And I can also set it to expire. Okay. So I may want to go in and actually set the expiration to be a little bit later, because it'll be 3:15 Eastern time, 4:15 Central here. Hit OK. Let's see. I may have done that backwards there, because it wants the it wants the military time. So I'm going to go ahead and put the military time in there. And I'll bring this spread up, and we'll look at exactly what it looks like with the Nadex spread, so that way hey, what are the advantages of trading on Nadex versus trading just the S&P futures. Stay right there. I'll be right back after this commercial break.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Darrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Millionaires are made every day. The fact is, living your dreams is possible. Someone, somewhere is going to get rich. My recommendation is, let that be you. Each day, someone is making the decision to better themselves and creating a plan to fulfill their financial dreams. Let that be you. The key to turning dreams into reality is to take massive action. Let that be you. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Master Show with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN, and I can help you with your journey to great wealth. I'll show you how to create the ultimate financial edge, a set of tools, insights, and strategies that are part of my daily newsletter service, Mastering Probability. You'll have direct access to me by phone, email, and my private library of trading and investing secrets for 30 days with an unconditional money-back guarantee. I'll take your trading to the next level. Click on my name, Steve Rhodes, on the homepage at tfnn.com and turn your dreams into reality. Mastering Probability, folks. Let that be you.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to tfnn.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
This segment is brought to you by Goldfields. For more information, just click the Goldfields banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
All right, welcome on back, folks. This is Darrell Martin. I'm stepping in for Ken Shreve today. And feel free to call in with any questions you have at 877-927-6648. Calling about stocks, forex, futures, ETFs, Nadex, whatever you got. And I'll check it out for you. All right, so looking right now at the market, and we're checking out a few different things. But the thing we're focusing on is the S&P 500 and looking at a bull spread. And using the scanner that's now available, the diagnostic spread scanner is available over at TFNN. You can get access to it. I was able to find a spread with a really low risk, a $16 risk on this trade. And this is assuming, say, I think the market's going to go, and I'm not even recommending this trade. I'm just using it as a teaching example, okay? But let's say I think the market's going to do a pullback by the end of the day. Maybe in the last 15 minutes, everything drops off, okay? And so I want to go short the S&P. And the S&P is really close to its highs today, which were right up there where, you can get that little doji candle going on, right up there at 1411.75. And it did a full deviation pullback, which is pretty much where it's standing right now. Would have been a deviation from the low to the high. And so I'm thinking, you know what? I think it might fall back. I'm really nervous, though, because what if it does break out of this? I mean, it could just take off. And so, I'm sort of shy about what I want to do. Well, if I want to go short on this trade with a low risk, then I could choose this spread. And right here. And you can sort of see the risk-reward graph on there. And what that shows is it's a 1410 to 1370 spread, which means I have a cap on risk at 1410. I can't lose any additional money no matter how high the market goes. And I can make money all the way down to 1370. Obviously, I don't expect it to fall that far, but I mean, it could easily fall back, maybe to, the close of yesterday, or could even maybe fall back that deviation, half deviation level, and I could get in on that. So if I want to place this trade, my risk on this trade is going to be, really, really small. And let's see here. So if I look at that, then the trade that I'll see is literally, you're talking about, $10, $15 risk on the trade at this point. I go short on it. And let's say I sell it out at 14.09 right now because the market's so high up and we don't have that much time to expiration. I'm only taking a 1 point risk on the trade. Well, if I only have a 1 point risk on the trade, that means I only have a $10 on the one spread. Okay, $10 every. So when it moves from 14.08 to 14.09, that's $10. So I only have a $10 risk on the trade, and I get in on that trade, and I can do 5 of them. All right. Well, if I do 5 of them, that makes a 1 tick move on the spread worth a 1 tick move on the S&P 500. And so for $50, which would only be a 1 tick stop loss, I could basically short the S&P 500 right here at the end of the day. And I don't know about you, but I'd be pretty nervous about a 1 tick stop loss. I'd have a pretty, I'd basically be expecting to get stopped out. I mean, it could easily just, tick right up here, but it's 1 tick. Basically, what you're talking about is past the high, 1411.75. We're at 1410.75 right now. And so you're talking a 1 tick stop loss, but if the market does move down and goes below 1409, every point it goes below that, I'm making $50 if I sold 5 of them. And it allows me to trade the S&P 500 just like I could be trading it otherwise, but without having that uncapped leveraged risk. So you get the leveraged profit potential only putting up $50 to place the trade. Okay, if you want to trade an S&P future, probably the best margin you're going to get out there is about $400. All right? Some brokers will charge you as much as a couple grand. So only have to use $50, and it's like trading a full S&P 500 futures contract. And so that's massive leverage. Okay, that's controlling. If we go in here and we actually look at the value of that, 50 times where the S&P 500 is at right now, okay, because it's $50 a point on the S&P. 15 times 1410.25. We did it again. It's a little higher than that. 1410.25. There we go. So that's $70,000 in leverage in the profit direction with only a $50 risk in the opposite direction. So you're having a $70,000. Obviously, you're not going to make 70 grand, but it's $70,000 of capital control if the market were to move down, but only $50 against you. So you see just the complete paradigm there, how awesome that is, how well that can work for you. And this is a place that might be a good place to go short. I mean, you can check it out. We're sort of up there. We're hesitating. We're hitting on it. We're not going up with tremendous volume here at the end of the day right now. And so this could be a potential good short on this trade. And so that's just one of the trades that I want to show you, a way that you can use the box spreads. And basically, the risk is between where you sell and the ceiling. So if the ceiling's 1410 and I sell at 1409, I have a 1 point risk, a $1 risk, right, which equals $10. And if I sell at 1408, I have a $20 risk on 1. If I sell, down here at 1404, then I have a $60 risk on, 10 of them. I only have, but so you can do whatever you want to. $60 risk on 1 of them. I'm sorry. So 6 points, $10 a point. I have a $60 risk on 1 contract. And so it lets your money work a lot harder for you, but without you having to deal with all of the issues that you're going through of what do I do about risk? What if it goes against me? I don't want it to hit my stop loss. How do I deal with that? And so Nadex eliminates that whole confusion. We'll talk about the psychology of trading and how Nadex helps you with that. We get right back after this commercial break.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now. TFNN and Great Panther Silver have teamed up for another exciting silver giveaway. The Great Panther Silver Halloween giveaway will be taking place at the end of October, and for 3 full days, we'll be giving away silver coins and bars every hour from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. to one lucky winner randomly chosen. There's no purchase necessary. For more information and to fill out your registration form today, simply visit the front page of TFNN.com where you'll find all the details. October 29th, 30th, and 31st, we'll choose one lucky winner that will receive a silver coin or bar courtesy of Great Panther Silver. Winners will be announced live on the air each hour for 3 full days. Don't miss out on this great opportunity to win free silver from TFNN and Great Panther Silver. Register today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com, and for more information on Great Panther Silver, you can click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex, symbol GPL, or on the Toronto Stock Exchange, symbol GPR.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
This segment is brought to you by Direction Shares. To learn more about tactical tools for the sophisticated active investor, hit the Direction Shares banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
All right, welcome on back here to the, not the Diagnostic Trading Hour, but the Ken Shreve's Hour here. This is Darrell Martin stepping in. And going over an example with you of this trade right here we're looking at, if we want to go short, what could we do? And so on this one right now, it's at about $17.80. So let's say I went in and did 5 of these contracts, and then I hit place order to go short. Well, when I do that, then what I'm looking at right now is a very small risk. So $17.80 is my risk. That's including exchange fees and everything else built in. And at $17.80 right there, we go 17.80, then times 5. So I have an $89 risk, or that's less than a 2-point stop loss on the S&P 500. And so I'm able to go in and go short. And what I was talking about, right before we broke there, is I said, hey, you know what? It's probably going to come up here, and you'd be very tempted to set your stop right above this high, but the likelihood that it comes up and spikes it and knocks you out is also very high. And so looking at that, we can now see, it did go up, it did spike it. It would have knocked you out if you had your stop up there, if you're looking to short right around here. And but now it is moving back down. And so you're actually able to go in and take advantage of this potential reversal in the trade into the end of the closing day and make a decent amount of money. But you didn't have to worry about ever risking more than $89 on the trade, or more than $50 when it was at $10, depending on what time you got in. So I just wanted to do it while we were on air so I could show you the trade. And so let's go over. Let me see if I can pull that up, and I'll actually we'll review the trade itself. And let's see here. So we got that one in, and let's see. I'll pull up this one, and we'll get it in. Okay, so let's see here. So on this trade, I pulled up inside the Nadex platform here. You can go in and you can look and see, the different trades that we have on right now. So we have the one trade we put on this morning, and it's getting back up there. So if the market does take off and keeps going, hey, we have that trade that can make some money for us. Okay, but if it pulls back down, so we bought the 1410 to 1450, or we sold the 1410 to 1450 so we can make money on the way down. But if it does decide to break out and go up, we do have the chance to actually make some money as well. So we have directions on both sides, 1410 all the way down to 1470, and then we can make money up from 1410 up to 1450. So like I said, money, possibilities in both directions. We're sort of straddling the market. We're looking for it to be somewhere above 1412 or below 1408 at the end of the day with this straddle. So that may be the trade you chose or may not, but no matter what, your risk was completely defined, completely limited when you place the trade. So if the market does decide to go ahead and move down just a couple more points, then our sell side is break even. And if it goes more than that, then we're starting to make money, and it can actually cover the buy trade we had on earlier today. So if you trade, which if you're listening, you're a trader, right? And you've ever struggled with risk management, which means if you've ever traded, this is a way to completely solve that problem for you. Because what happens when you get in a trade? Well, if you're a good trader, you set a stop loss, right? And if you, or you have that mental stop, which of course often is mental because you end up moving it, and it can get very dangerous for you. It works. The worst thing is when you have a mental stop loss and you you move it against yourself, and then what happens is the market goes ahead and works. It moves right in your direction. You're excited, and you make money, and then all of a sudden that rewards you for bad behavior, and it gets worse and worse and worse, because what happens is then you move it the next day, and well, okay, it's still moving against me. So you move it again, and it's moving against you, and your loss starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're having that whole game. Well, with this, your stop is already set. As soon as you get in, you don't have to even worry about it, because the money you put up is your maximum risk in the trade. So whatever you're willing to risk on a trade, whether it be, if you're going to trade the S&P 500, you're willing to risk $200 or $300 on a trade, you can do the exact same thing. You can just risk $200 or $300, but you don't have to ever worry about getting stopped out on that trade whenever you're trading on a box spread. So that's one of the biggest advantages that you have right there. And then think about what happens when it starts moving towards your stop loss. What do? You start going, okay, should I move it? And maybe you're really disappointed. You don't move your stops. If it gets hit, it gets hit. Great. But then you're like, oh, please don't hit it. Please don't hit it. So your heart starts pounding as it starts moving against you, and you're going through that whole battle that you're having to deal with. And trying to figure out what it is you're going to do to, make up for that loss when it happens. And you're like, man, I hope I don't get stopped out. Do I get in again if I get stopped out? Do I hop out? Do I sit on the sidelines and then watch it go back in my direction? Maybe I should just reverse. That's what I should just reverse and go in the opposite direction. And then, of course, it goes in the direction you're going to begin with, and it knocks you out. And you're like, man, I shouldn't reverse anymore. That didn't work. And so you always play all these games in your head whenever you're trying to trade. Well, if you want to get rid of all those games and that heart race that happens when it's moving towards your stop loss, then you trade on Nadex. And so even if you're an ETF trader, let's say you trade the spiders or the Qs or the diamonds, okay, you can hop over and trade the S&P. All right, same thing. The US 500 is following the, now understand, this is really important, okay? The US 500 spread follows the S&P 500 futures. All right, it does not follow the spiders. It does not follow the SPX index. So you may ask, what's the difference? There is a slight difference on that, okay? The price will be a little bit different. Now, they'll pretty much move in sync, meaning like when one goes down, the other one will go down, one goes up, the other one will go up. But the price will be off by a little bit, so it'll throw you off when you're trying to calculate risk and look at reward and, where to take profit and things like that. So you do want to be able to look at the futures market. And if you don't have access to live futures data, you can email me, dmartin@tfnn.com. And again, that's dmartin@tfnn.com. You can also find it on the TFNN website. And I'll be happy to let you know where to get access to free futures platform and free live futures data. Okay? So if you're trading on Nadex, you want to get access to that data, just let me know. I can help you out with that. And I'll point you in the right direction. It's very easy and free to get access to. But you want to be looking at the futures data. So, but again, if you're an ETF trader and you want to be able to leverage your money a lot better, because think about it, in ETFs, what happens? You're getting 1-to-1 or 2-to-1. Maybe you have a day trading account and you're getting 4-to-1. Maybe you have a portfolio margin account and you have basically, if you have options and stuff, you're getting a really, really good risk reward. But still, $50 to control $70,000, okay, or $100 on this trade that we put on to control $70,000. That's your leverage in your favor. And It's really a good way. It's a new way to trade for you, but it's not really different than how you trade now. You're still making your decisions the exact same way you made them before, okay? The only difference is now you're using a different instrument. And, I mean, think about it. The markets are different now. They're not the same that they used to be. So you may want to check out Nadex, add it to your trading arsenal. I'm not saying replace it. I'm just saying add it and get a demo account. Check out our scanner. That's you can get a 2-week free demo to that. You get a 2-week free demo on Nadex on the platform. And like I said, I can help you get a platform and data. But add it to your trading arsenal so that way you have a variety of different ways to trade in a variety of different markets. And, maybe you've wanted to venture into that futures market, but you've just been scared. You're scared of these gap fill days, these limit gap days where the market literally moves, limit fills, and you can't even get in or out of trade. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about, all of a sudden, like the entire market closes down and you don't know where your risk could possibly be when it opens back up because you knew your maximum risk before you got in the trade. Or maybe you want to get into that Forex market. You've heard about Forex. You want to trade after hours. You want to go in, you want to trade in the evening, you want to trade in the morning, you want to trade late at night. And you want to get into Forex, but again, you've heard about all these weird FX brokers and this over-the-counter stuff. And you've heard just all these horror stories, or you're just afraid of the massive leverage. Well, again, you can trade Forex over on Nadex. You can trade the euro dollar, the pound dollar. You can trade the Aussie dollar. Let's see, the euro yen, pound yen, and U.S. yen. You can trade the U.S. franc and the U.S. Canadian. So that gives you a huge variety of trades, and a lot of those are great to trade at night. Like Aussie dollar, when the Aussie economic reports come out, we talk about those on the Diagnostic Trading Hour. So that's when the Aussie dollar moves a lot, and then of course in the European session you have all the European economic reports coming out. So that's when you can trade like the pound, or you could trade the franc, or you could trade the euro. And then of course the Asian session you have yen announcements coming out from Japan, and so you could trade the U.S. yen even during the Asian trading session in the evening. So if it's something you've been thinking about, wanting to get into, this is a much safer way in the sense of it limits your risk. You don't have to worry about something getting away from you. And if something you haven't been thinking about, then it's something you ought to think about, because I've traded in all different market types, and I can tell you by far Nadex is my favorite way to trade. I almost feel completely like I'm unprotected, unprotected trading if I'm not trading with Nadex, because I go in there and I have my stops, and all of a sudden I have that whole battle going on. Okay, I hope it doesn't hit my stop. What do I do if it does? And I put a trade on and boom, it hits it, and I'm like, well, now I got to get in again. My trade could be over in 5 seconds. So Nadex, I know my trade could be over in 5 seconds, so I want to get out. But also, I know my trade can last all the way to 4:15 without my risk ever getting higher. And so when you're looking at it, there's, like I said, there's a lot of different markets. Also, you can trade the international indices. You can trade the DAX. So if you ever wanted to get into that, you've heard about the DAX, want to trade it. You can trade the FTSE over there in London. So you can trade the FTSE. You can also trade the Nikkei and get access to that international indice as well. And, big topics like gold. Maybe you want to trade gold. And, you got the GLD fund. That's definitely a solid way to trade, for longer-term trading. Maybe shorter-term trading, you're wanting something that's a little higher leverage and not having to worry about stops and, the weird little whips that could happen in things like silver and gold, copper. I mean, that's a futures market you want to stay away from because it can move. It's not liquid enough, and it can just really move really fast. But you can go over and you can trade copper. When would you trade copper? When housing announcements come out. Gold and silver. When would you trade those? Well, when any government economic announcement comes out, you can trade gold and silver. Okay, and so, but you can trade those over with the spreads on Nadex. And, maybe energy. Obviously, natural gas, massive move today. Oil has made some big moves. Didn't really make a big move today. But, you can just see these massive moves right here. Well, that right there is an insane move. Okay, $93 all the way down to $84. So, you're looking at about a $9,000 move in a matter of a few days on an oil futures contract. And, it's a great ride if you're on the right side, But also, you go over here and you can trade, like I said, natural gas. Natural gas has been moving like crazy. And here, I'll pull up the December contract there. And so on natural gas, you go in and, just look at these huge swings. Okay, up, massive down, back up, back down, back down, back up, back down, So just some big moves that you can definitely take advantage of on natural gas. And natural gas is not, I would say, probably not one of the most liquid markets out there. And can be definitely a very scary market to trade, but you can trade it with completely defined risk and, again, massive leverage in your favor, but not massive leverage against you on Nadex. And those are, the main markets right there. A couple other markets you can trade, big markets that have been in the news, not so much, right now, but obviously this summer, like corn and soybeans. So moving like crazy, huge. And they had the same, like on the underlying market, they tick the same as, like the S&P 500 futures. So they tick in quarters. And a lot of times people stay away from these other markets because they don't know how they work and they don't know what their tick values are, and it gets really complicated on futures. It's not, stocks is easy. It's dollars and cents, okay? And you go to the futures market, and it's like, well, it ticks in a quarter, it ticks in this, and a tick is worth $12.50, and it gets really complicated. But with Nadex, you don't have to worry about that, all right? Every tick, or every, you could call it like, on a U.S. dollar or on a stock, a tick is a penny, it's a cent, all right? So tick just means minimum move. So every tick over on Nadex is worth $1. It doesn't matter whether it's U.S. yen. You don't have to worry about converting stuff from dollars to yen. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's DAX. You don't have to worry about converting things from euros to U.S. dollars. It doesn't matter if it's the S&P 500 E-minis. It doesn't matter if it's gold, copper, silver. It doesn't matter what the market is, corn, soybeans. Every single market, every tick is worth $1, and they always tick in increments of 1. And so since they're ticking in increments of 1, now it may be a whole number like the Dow, moves in whole numbers. So the S&P, it'll move actually in 0.1. So it'll go 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. Gold, same thing. The Russell, the same thing. So, they'll always move in increments of 1, whether it be 1 or 0.1, or if it's like on a FX, it'll be 0.0001, okay? And you may have heard the term pips. If you're not a Forex trader, you may not have heard that before, but pips is simply a minimum increment move on Forex. And so, but every tick is 1. So you don't have to worry about what is a tick and what is a tick worth and all that complicated stuff that sort of keeps the future people out of the futures market sometimes because it just feels so overwhelming. It also keeps futures traders sometimes from checking out other futures markets because they don't want to have to memorize all those different rules. Well, with this, you have one rule. Every tick, minimum increment move, is always $1, no matter what. So it makes it really easy to convert your P&L and look at that. And but it can get complicated because you're going in and you're looking at Nadex and you're like, okay, I want to trade the spreads. Right now, there's not going to be as many open, but you can see right here we have 3 here, 3 more. So there's 3 spreads, 3 more spreads, so 9 spreads, 10 spreads. So you decide you want to buy or sell the S&P, and now you're going to have to go in and literally click on each one of these, and you're going to have to do the risk-reward analysis, either open up the ticket or manually do the math yourself, and that can, by the time you figured it out which spread you want your trades over. And that's why I actually made the spread scanner for my own trading, was so that way I didn't have to waste time. It's like, okay, I want to buy or I want to sell the S&P. What's my best trade? And I go in there, I just put my max risk, my leverage, and this is a direct feed. It's a live feed updated every second from the Nadex exchange going into our server where we calculate all of the risk and reward analysis for you. And it just makes it very, very easy for you to do. And then a couple other things is they have something called binaries. You may or may not have heard of binaries before. You may or may not have traded them, but you could definitely check those out. So we got our short one on right now. It's up $45, so doing pretty good as the S&P is continuing to fall on back. And in our last segment, I'll do a quick wrap on what binaries are and how they work. And you can always catch my show course, the Diagnostic Trading Hour, from 1 to 2 Eastern Time. And I go into more detail about binaries and bull spreads. So let's see here on the binaries. What you'll do is you'll click refresh once you've logged into your demo account on Nadex. You can just go to tfnn.com, click on Nadex, and under our products, that's the demo link. Or at the bottom in the footer, you can also find the demo link. And click on binaries, and we can pull them up, and I'll show you exactly what a binary is. Binary and bull spread, completely different. So like I said, I call them box spreads because they look like a box when you draw them on the chart. Stay right there. I'll be right back after this break.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
with the launch of Tiger TV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Darrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
You've heard Tom O'Brien on the air, and you've seen him on Tiger TV, as well as being featured as a regular CNBC guest and contributor, and now you can have access to his expert trading advice each morning through his daily trading newsletter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading stocks, options, and indices every market day. Market Insights comes out each market day before 9:30 a.m. and provides traders with Tom's daily commentary, opinion, and specific trade recommendations on the markets. Using advanced Fibonacci methods, volume indicators, Gartley patterns, candlestick charting, gaps, and market timing, Market Insights will give you specific trade recommendations including entry, stop, and exit prices. The summer is over and traders are back. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil's subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to check out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Catch Tom O'Brien, founder and CEO of TFNN, professional trader and educator. Also a special guest on CNBC, analyzing the commodity markets. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
All right, folks, welcome on back. This is Darrell Martin for the Diagnostic Trading Hour. I'm actually filling in for Ken Shreve today. And going over just Nadex and letting everybody know sort of how that works and how to put it all together. And we just wrapped up a tutorial on bull spreads, and now I'm going to do a very quick summary, of binaries and how they work. And they're actually very simple, and this is one of the things. They're very simple to understand, and they're a little more difficult to trade and be profitable with. So just be aware of that. When you go in on the binaries, then what you'll see is there's a variety of strikes. So if I go here in the Nadex platform and I click on Indices Binaries, I click on US 500, and then click on the word, by the way, not the plus sign, okay, click on the word daily, and it'll actually load them in there. So these are binaries that started literally last night, okay, at 6 o'clock, and are running all the way through the end of today. And what it is a binary is a 0-1, right, a true-false statement. And at expiration, now you don't have to hold them to expiration, but at expiration, they will all be worth either $0 or $100, okay? And so the longer there is till expiration, the more value they have, because that's sort of like the probability of them actually being at that value. So again, they're a true-false statement. So true-false about what? Well, about what's actually right here. So it says US 500, the December futures contract for the S&P 500, will be greater than 1412 at 4:15 Eastern Time. True or false, okay? So if you think that statement is true, you buy it. And the risk on the trade, if you thought that was true, is $8.50. And at expiration, at 4:15, if the S&P 500 is greater than 14.12, then, let's see, now it's actually $7. You would be risking $7, okay, on the trade. But if it actually is greater than 14.12, then you will make $93 on the trade. So here in the next 20 minutes, if the S&P goes up, then you could literally make that amount of money on the trade, which is pretty cool. Now, if you did the reverse side, you'd actually, be risking 93 to make 7. You wouldn't want to do that. But you could go the other side, and you could go, well, what's the false? So false means if it's equal to or less than, okay? So true, greater than 14.12 at that time, which in this case is 4:15. So false, or sell, would mean less than or equal to. So if it's 14.12 or lower than 14.12, then, and I sold it, okay, I'm saying that statement they have up there that the S&P will be greater than 14.12, if I sell it, I'm saying that's not true. And then I will actually be profitable if it's lower than that. Now, I could also go down and put up a good risk-reward trade on the other side. I could say, hey, I think the S&P is going to drop and drop really hard, really fast, whatever, all the way down to 14.03, okay? Obviously, wouldn't recommend that one at this point, but looking at 14.03, if I put that trade on and I sell one, I'm risking $2.50. I can make $97.50 on that trade. All right? So, I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, the risk-reward is insane, but what you got to understand is don't hold these things till expiration, okay? Do not hold them to expiration. Also, don't really look at the $5 ones and the $2 ones and the $3 ones. Okay, usually those are not your best trades. There's a reason they're that cheap. The chance of them getting that far is really, really, really low. Okay, so whenever you're looking at these trades, you want to go, how far do I expect the market to move? And then you want to take profit when it gets there, because you can get in this trade and you can get out of this trade throughout the day. And you can actually go in here and you can look at it. We'll see if they have the charts up. I know they've been doing some updates on the charts, and you can actually look at the charts. It's pretty cool when you click on it, and it'll show you how that spread is actually, how that binary is actually moved throughout the day in value. So like this particular binary, if you come in and look at it, I mean, it was down to 33, it moved up to 97. So, and there's other binaries I'm sure we can look at that were higher and lower. This one right here, if we go in and open it up, you can see how it moved, and you could have got in and out anywhere you wanted to on this trade. So just make sure that you don't hold them to expiration. Have a price target on the underlying market. Get out when it hits that price target. And listen more for my show, and I'd be glad to help you out. Now, check out the 2-week free trial for the spread scanner and deviation levels together right there on tfnn.com on the homepage. You can check it out. I will see you on Monday, 12 to 1 Central, 1 to 2 Eastern Time on the Diagnostic Trading Hour. Have a great weekend.